Hey everyone, Techni here with another recently released Logitech Special Edition product. And what we have here today is the Logitech G512 SE. And what the heck makes it a special edition? So you know we have the basic G512 and then we also have the Logitech G513. And right off the bat, the number one thing you probably notice when searching those other boards compared to this one is the price. Those can range up to 130 bucks right now, or since this thing's pretty much been released, you can get this thing right around $59. And why those other models are more expensive, number one, they come with the Logitech Roamer G switches. The G513 also comes with a wrist rest right there, and that's where the difference really comes into play, because as far as build and design and layout, they're the exact same. So again, that is the difference as far as cost. Those other models come with the Roamer G. This model, the G512 SE, comes with long HAU switches. I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong, but it's LONGHUA, long HAU. I don't know if I'm botching that completely, but that's the switches we have. Now with the Logitech G512 SE here, again with the long HAU switches, it only comes in the blue variant. That's the only switch you can get on this board are the long HAU blue switches. Again, with the other models we talked about before, you have a variations. You can get linear silent or the blue clicky. So it's kind of cool you have the options there. Again, with this model, the SE, you can only get the blue and it only comes in these long HAU switches. Now speaking about these switches even more, this is my first time ever using this brand of switch. I honestly never used them before. I did a little research about them, and some people out there on Reddit say that Kale makes them. I'm not too sure, I can't speak on that. Again, this is my first time using this model switch, but honestly, they're pretty nice. I'm not really a big fan of blue switches because a lot of them are just very, very loud. This is a very, yes, they are clicky, and you feel that tactile bump. You can probably hear it right now and everything. But it's almost like a mild blue switch. You know what? Let me just bring you in, give you a sound test, and you can hear it for yourself. Alright, so what did you think about that sound test right there? Again, they are clicky and tactile like a blue switch, but they're not as loud as some of the other blue switches I have used in the past. Alright, so now talking about the build and the layout of the G512 SE right here. You have a nice metal plate right underneath your keycaps right here. The keycaps are sprayed ABS, but they're actually pretty strong. It's not very flexible. I really like them. You don't really see any bleed coming around the top of the print right there or throughout the side. Very, very nice crisp RGB coming through these keycaps here. Now on the back side of the board right here, you do have a USB port, which is really nice. Go and connect your mouse or wireless headset or anything you desire right into the back there. I really like that touch there. But then let's get into the USB cable, and it is attached to the keyboard. You cannot remove it, and it's on the right side. Really stinker. I really prefer my cables being on the left side or in the middle, just because I cock my keyboard to the side a little bit and then that cable's off out of my way. With it on the right side, it's over here right by my mouse cables and everything like that. So that's kind of a stinker right there. But my primarily daily use keyboard, the cable's actually on the right side currently. So that's not really a deal breaker by any means. That's just me being nitpicky. Now speaking about the USB cable right here, it is quite chunky. It is a thick one right here. And again, that's because we have that USB port on the back right there. You power the USB port and then you have the power for your keyboard here. Now flipping the keyboard over and looking at the bottom of it right here, the bottom is plastic, but it is a very durable and solid feeling plastic. You also have 6 rubber feet on the bottom right here and they're very big, nice grippy feet. This thing does not budge one bit on you. You also have 2 feet that pop out right on the bottom right here, but the board actually has a very nice ergonomic incline already built into it. I don't use the pop out feet, but if you do, you have that option. Now one thing that is super cool on this board right here, and I hope every single keyboard manufacturer takes up on this and does this within this board. This is the best thing I have seen in a while, and that is this little slit on the bottom of the board right there where you can route your headphones headphone wire coming from whatever you got in front of you, an amp or whatever, or your PC monitor or whatever, and that wire can come right through here. So you got your keyboard in front of you on your desk right there. You don't have to route that headphone wire over here to the left or the right, or it's coming over your keyboard and just constantly in the way. I don't know about you, but that's always happening to me. I'm throwing this wire wherever just out of my way, you know what I mean? But this guy, you can route it right underneath right there. It doesn't raise up your board or anything like that. It goes right into there, locks into there, so it releases that tension or the wire so you don't got it hanging super long everywhere, and bam, it's just hidden under there. I'm probably talking too long about this and going on about this cheesy little thing, but trust you me, this is awesome. And again, I hope every single company takes after this and starts implementing this within their keyboards. Now, talking about functions and features with on the Logitech G512 SE right here. Again, we have that full-size layout, so we have all of our options and our functions on this board. But what I really like about this board, kind of talking about design and the build as well, is just the sleek layout, right? Very minimalistic. The design is just straight to the point, right? No excess, ledges or anything on it. And talking about that, our function layer, again, is our media controls and everything, our light adjustment and profiles and all that. We don't have any chunkiness popping out the top with these extra media controls. You do have this excess right up here, which is just as far as your game mode and your caps lock light. So sure, they could have put something right up here, maybe a volume wheel or maybe a mute button or something like that. That might have been nice, but again, you do have that USB in the background right back there. So I don't think they could have put something else right there. But again, it's very simple. Again, you just have that basic function layer. As far as adjusting your brightness, another cheesy thing I like, it's your F7 button right here, and it just cycles the brightness. Rather than some keyboards, you got the brightness up and the brightness down key. I like how this one, you just press the one F7 and it cycles through your brightness settings. Again, a really cheesy thing, but I love the simplicity of it. Now you can also get into the Logitech G Hub software right here and just go bananas with the customization of this board right here. As far as your RGB, it's really nice, pre-lit keys right here, and you can go in there and actually select which zone you want to do as far as colors or effects or anything like that. So many options to adjust as far as RGB. Get in there and adjust your macros and your keys if you're into all that stuff. Again, the Logitech software is very, very solid and very easy to use, and you have so many options to adjust. But where I get confused still is, why is it the special edition? I think it should have been called the CE, the cheap edition. I don't know. That's just me. Not saying it's cheap as a piece of junk, but just cheap because it's cheaper in price. So do I recommend it? Yes, I really do. If you're into that blue switch right there, then I think you're gonna have a complete win on your hand. As far as a full-size keyboard like this with this build, these nice switches and the features on this guy, at 60 bucks, I mean, come on, you can't go wrong right here. But hey, thank you so much for stopping by watching my review on the Logitech G512 SE, the special edition here, right? If I was able to help you out and you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.